Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Welcome to my ninth part of the 12-part series on the 12 growth phases in Bazi Astrology. Now, the 12 growth phases are a reading concept in Bazi Astrology that is not so obvious. It's not really often taught in Bazi classes, and that's why I thought I would pick that up as a series and help you interpret your Bazi chart according to the 12 growth phases. Because the 12 growth phases really give us a lot of additional hidden information that is not so obvious in a normal or general reading. Now, this is part 9 of a 12-part series. If you haven't watched the previous parts, go take a look. Over the past few weeks, I've uploaded the previous 8 parts, but if you just want to jump in and have a look at this particular part, that's not a problem. They are not really connected to each other, so you can really start with whichever one you want. Now, today we're going to talk about the grave phase. So the grave phase in the 12 growth phases is one of the phases that is almost towards the end of the entire cycle, because it's the 9th phase of all of them. And first, we need to actually check whether or not we even have it in our natal chart. So what you do is you go to this link. I will also post it in the notes to this video, and plot your Bazi chart. Now, if you don't know the hour of birth, that's not really that relevant. Not for this particular interpretation. It's always useful to have it, but if you don't panic. You're perfectly fine just with the year, month, and day. And once you plot your Bazi chart, you will get a chart like this. And the pink colored part here is what we call your natal chart. And the pink colored part will tell you the animal sign of the year, the month, the day, and the hour that you're born in. Now, most beginners think that we are only associated with one animal sign, the one that's in the year. But actually, we also have one in the month, the day, and the hour. So we can have up to 4 different animal signs. Some only have 2, some have 3. And in rare cases, we see Bazi charts where there's just one animal sign when someone is born, let's say in the year of the pig, month of the pig, day of the pig, and hour of the pig. That is possible. So if you see something like this, don't panic. This can happen. This is not totally abnormal. But usually we have about between 2 to 4 different animal signs. Now take note of which ones you have. And then you will also notice a column here that is called luck pillar. Now, the luck pillar gives you the current time frame you are in. Luck pillars divide our life into 10-year increments, and each 10 year is a particular luck pillar. Now, they are not always the same. It depends very much on when you are born. So this person here is currently going through the luck pillar of 2021 to 2030. But for you, this may be completely different. So if you don't see it exactly as it is here on this sample chart, don't panic. It's completely normal. It could be something very, very different. It could be 2017 till 2026, for example. But it will always be a 10-year time frame. And then you see the current year pillar. This is the same for everyone because we're all going through the same year right now. So right now, this would be the year of the metal ox. So this is what you get when you plot your chart. And this is what you need in order to find whether or not you have the grave phase in your natal chart or in the luck pillar or current year pillar. So in order to determine whether or not you even have the grave phase in your chart, you need to first focus on your day stem. Now, this is this one here. So the stem on the day, here, this row, this column. And for this particular person, this person is born on the Wu Earth day. So the yang polarity of Earth, Wu Earth. This is your reference point. Now, once you determine this, you will go to the table here on top and you check where you find Wu Earth. And here we see Wu Earth. And for someone who is born on a Wu Earth day, the grave phase is associated with the dog. Now, once you know this, you check whether or not you have the dog anywhere in your natal chart or in the luck pillar or in the annual pillar. So this particular person doesn't have it anywhere in the natal chart, yeah? There's a rabbit, there's a pig, a tiger, and a monkey, but no dog. However, this person is going through a dog luck pillar. And therefore, for this particular person, the luck pillar is associated with the grave phase. Now, what this means, I will explain a little bit later. For now, just try to identify whether or not you have the grave phase somewhere in your chart. You may not have it anywhere, and that's also completely normal because there are 12 different phases. And because we are dealing with maximum 6 possibilities, yeah, current year, luck pillar, year, month, day, or hour, you may not have the grave phase anywhere. So this is also completely normal, or you may have it more than once. So this particular person has it in the luck pillar. Now let me show you another example. Here, this person, again, we look first at the day stem. This person is born on a sin metal day. Yeah, this is the day stem. Sin metal, or sin, is the yin polarity of metal. Now then, checking back, taking this as a reference, we find sin metal here. And it is associated, the gray phase is associated with the dragon. Now for this person, there's no dragon anywhere. Therefore, this person is not exposed to the grave phase anywhere in natal chart, luck pillar, or the current year pillar. And just to make sure that you understood how this works, here's another example. Again, we take the day stem as a reference point. This one is ding fire, the yin polarity of fire. Where do we have it up here? There we've got ding fire. And it is associated, the gray phase is associated with the ox. Now, there's no ox in the natal chart. However, we are going through an ox year. So for this particular person, the current year is actually in the grave phase, but just for someone who is born on a ding fire day. All right, so this is how you determine whether or not you have the grave phase in your chart or in the luck pillar or in the annual pillar. Now, what does this mean? So let's say you have the grave phase in the year. Yeah, let's say it's here. Let me just mark this out. Let's say it's here, yeah, in the year. Then this usually means that in your childhood or in a younger age, you may not have a lot of good luck. Now, that may mean that maybe your family has problems, might be going through financial problems, or maybe your parents are getting divorced or just are not getting along. So just generally during your childhood, you're not really all that blessed with luck. However, this improves the older you get. So by the time you reach middle age, and in Bazi Astrology, we tend to say that starts at around the age of 35. So once you hit that time frame or that age, your life is becoming much, much better. So not to worry about anything. The older you get, the better your life will get and the luckier you will become. Now, let's say you have the gray phase here in the month. Then this could mean that you are not really all that close with your family members. This doesn't necessarily mean that you don't get along, but it could mean that you live in a different country and therefore you are geographically not very close, but you could still be very close just on an emotional basis. But something just causes some sort of separation, whether that be an emotional separation or a geographic separation. Having the gray phase in the month pillar could also indicate that you tend to overspend a little bit until you actually hit the age of 35. So really you have to be very careful to learn how to budget and to learn how to stick to a budget. Now, making a budget is one thing. Actually sticking to it is a whole different story. So this is something that you need to learn if you want to improve your wealth luck. And for people with the gray phase in a month also, usually once in their life, they will have a massive wealth opportunity that will only come along once a lifetime. And when that happens, it is really important that you are not scared, that you don't take a cowardly approach to it, but that you really have faith in the process and that you do whatever is necessary to make the most of this opportunity. Now, if you have the gray phase here in the day, then usually your life will get better only after middle age. So by the time you're 50, this is when your life is actually going to improve, when you see really good career progression, where you see good financial luck, and where you really have the ability to maximize your financial capabilities. So this will come later in life. So if you're frustrated that you're not really making all that much money, or that all your efforts only bring half of the financial reward that you anticipated, and you have grave in the day, then know that in later age, this will improve, and that your wealth opportunities will come only quite later in life. Now, if you have it in the hour, so here, then what you need to take care of is your health in old age. You generally have a good old age, but health is an issue, especially if it's something that you that started at a younger age and that becomes chronic. So really, health is a big issue throughout your entire life. If there's anything, if there's a chronic disease, or if there's a chronic issue, and you're right now in your 30s, but you see that you have the gray phase in your hour pillar, then do something about this chronic issue right now, because otherwise it will impact your old age. All right? Now, if you have the gray phase either here in the luck pillar or in the current year pillar, then during this time frame, whether that be a 10-year time frame or just a 1 year, try to minimize the amount of travel you do, because the traveling doesn't really benefit during this particular time. And it's also not so great for big investments. Yeah, so play it safe and don't take too many risks, especially financial and from a health perspective during those particular time frames. Now, on an additional level, so there's an additional layer of interpretation. If you know, or if you see that you have the gray phase anywhere in this part of your chart, yeah, in the year, month, day, or hour, we're no longer interested here in the luck pillar in the current year, just a natal chart. So if you see that you have the gray phase anywhere here in the natal chart, then pay close attention to this pillar, the day pillar, and check what you have here. This person here has a fire rabbit. Yeah, so there's a fire element on top and there's an animal branch at the bottom. Check what you have there. If you have the fire dog or the fire ox, the earth dog or the earth ox, the water dragon or the water goat, I repeat, if you have the fire dog, the fire ox, the earth dog, the earth ox, the water dragon, or the water goat in this particular day. Not anywhere else, year, month, hour, we don't care. It's just a day. Then this is very often a person who leaves home quite early in life because they want to make a better life for themselves. Maybe there's some difficulties in their family. Maybe the family is not so well off financially, and this sort of compels this person to move abroad or to leave the family home at an early age to seek out financial freedom or to seek out financial opportunities. And this usually happens quite early in life. They often worry a lot about things. They worry way too much about any number of things. So they are the typical worriers, and they need to learn to just be able to relax a little bit and understand that you cannot control everything in life. So rather than worrying all the time, understand and become aware that you cannot control everything. And once you have come to this awareness, your life will become much, much better. These people, so the people who are born on these 6 particular days, they usually actually see wealth coming in their middle age. But before then, they have a lot of ups and downs. And this will discourage them or make them feel despondent and maybe even make them feel depressed about their life. But fear not. So if you have one of these 6 particular day pillars, your wealth luck actually comes in middle age. So you don't have to worry too much, really. Even though you will go through a lot of ups and downs, and it may seem like life is tough, wealth luck actually comes if you are able to successfully overcome all these early life challenges. So this is what the grave phase in the 12 growth phases of Bazi Astrology means, and how you find it and how you interpret it. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you next week when we are going to talk about the part 10, which is the extinct phase. So if you have any questions, if you want to contact me directly, my contact details are in the notes below. And please like, comment, and share this video with anybody who you think may be interested in Bazi Astrology and learning a little bit more about it. See you soon.